Hey guys, I've been going through some of these parts that I'm willing to get rid of, and I need to get these off because I'm going to let those go too. There were some in the console and I found some more. But I want to show you guys how to get these off without breaking them. Instead of prying out on like this way and breaking the pins, we're going to take the grill out and this piece back here so we could just reach in there and push them out from behind. So I'm going to get this camera set up over here, and it shouldn't take very long as these bolts will come out because we got to get that piece out. But I'm going to show you how easy it is to get those off without breaking them and get the little barrel nuts out of there too. So let me get it set up. All right, so this grill half comes off, and it's just 6 big Phillips screws, and they're pretty big fat-headed screws. So I get a big fat-headed screwdriver like I use to take out striker bolt Phillips screws. And take these out. Again, as I say in all my videos, there's no reason to use power tools around any of this stuff. Take a chance on scratching something that doesn't need to be scratched. I am going to use an impact here to get those out in a second. But these usually come out really easy. Okay, so that's all there is to getting the grill half out. Now, let me look over here to see if you guys, if I think you can see this good enough. Let's zoom in. Okay. Hold on, I can't see this thing in here. Okay. Yep. All right. So we want to get this piece right here out. There's 2 half-inch bolts up here. There's 2 here that come in from the bottom. And there should be one here, but it's gone. You can see where it was, but we also know this car's been apart and put back together. But so there should be 5, but we're only going to have 4. And I'm going to spray these a little bit. They look pretty decent. They should come out. So we'll get these 2 up here. This is where power tools is okay. You can really get a ratchet there worth of crap. Now we need to go underneath. Just get a feel for these. Well, that one came out a lot easier than I thought it would. So did that one. So we would take this one out, but it's already out. So just get that out of there. Then you got easy access to just push on these from behind, and I usually take a little screwdriver handle and push on them. There, that one, the nut came off with it, which is good because you can always use those, put them back on, and then there's that one. we go again. We got a, no, that nut actually came apart, it looks like. No, it's still in there. That's just a gasket. Some of them do have rubber gaskets on them. So then you can push the nuts out just like that too. And this one that's already missing, looks like it's still got the barrel clips in it as well. Well, one of them did. Now they're both there. There, so there's the barrel clips too. I've also seen little flat things that just slide over these, and they're not as easy to get out. It just depends on what Ford had that day. But you got to kind of pry those up and get them, instead of being laying over like that, you got to try to pry these ends up and get them off before you push them out. Yeah, these have little flat rubber gaskets on too. Some of them. New old stock ones do. Take these barrel clips out. Barrel clips, barrel nuts. Depends on what day of the week, what you call them. So you got all those out of there without breaking the pins. And we've still got a nut in this one. There's all the barrel nuts. So that's how easy you could take that out of there and push. So if you've got a parts car or something, without breaking them, just push from the back and they all come off without breaking the pins. And we got the little barrel nuts too. So, okay, I'm going to get some of this stuff gathered up and I'm going to show you what I'm willing to sell and let you know what I want for it. Okay, everybody, I went ahead and put that all back together because there's no sense in leaving it apart and leaving screws down there that are going to roll away. It's going to be there when I need it. When I put mine back together, it'll all be there. So let's go over some stuff that I'm willing to get rid of. Now, first off, these emblems and speaker grills and the dash pad out there we're going to talk about. There's one guy that's been really good about making payments to me when he wants something. He doesn't argue price. So he's got first chance of these because this is what he mentioned. These and the dash pad. These speaker grills, they do have some missing fins, but they're very repairable, especially black. You can glue some fins out of a different speaker grill in there, no problem. These are 1 year only, full-size Ford and Mercury, the Galaxie 500 and XL, and then the lower Mercury like the Monterey and stuff. The Park Lanes LTDs, they took a different one. So this is 1 year only, Galaxie XL and Mercury Monterey. $50 a piece. This hood emblem has got the pins missing, but it's really nice as far as not hardly having any pits in it. The chrome and the black is really good. If you could repaint the red back in there, I think it would look very presentable, and you could stick it on with some 3M double sticky tape and it's not going to come off. So that is $100. This is one of the nicest XL trunk emblems that I've run across as far as not hardly having any pits, and it has all the original pins with it and everything. It's got the backing plate. Somebody's put Bondo in there, but you see that on a lot of these. But that thing, for what new old stock ones are going for, I want $250 for that. And if I put it on eBay, I know it'll sell. The 2/4 panel emblems, again, these ain't great, but they are restorable. So I'm going to say $100 a piece on those. I may negotiate on those a little bit, but that's where I'm at right now on those. But like I said, he gets first chance at those. And he gets first chance at the dash pad because that's what he asked about. This is one of the nicest dash pads that I've come across. It's got some imperfections just because of the way that they stored it. But I think a lot of that'll come out. One already has a little dent. There's a tiny little crack right there, a little scratch here, and a tiny little crack right there. But it's split right here. But I think you could take this to a vinyl repair guy, and he could fix these spots. And that's one of the nicest dashes that you'll find. I called Just Dashes in California just to inquire about what it would cost to have one of these restored. He told me it would be between $1,800 and $2,200. And he said that the speaker grill does not match, and they won't make it match. They're a lot less and a lot more spread out. And I asked him if he would even do it if he requested it. He said, nope, they've only got one die or whatever they call it. That's the only way they do it. So honestly, if I had one done, I would probably tell them if there's any way to just not even put the speaker grill in, just leave it out. And I would drill my own holes to make it match, because that's how much of a purist I am. But like I say, I really believe that a vinyl dye guy could fix this up and re-dye it and make it look new again for a lot less money than that. So I want $500 for that dash pad. I don't think you'll find a nicer one. So then we've got these new quarter skins, and they're cut in half. And I don't know if they came that way, because what I'm seeing online, it looks like they come in one piece. These got stickers on the back that say they're from, like, made in Windsor, I believe, Windsor, Canada. But they're pretty nice. So now that I turned this phone upside down, let me make dang sure that I didn't mess up the video. Hold on. All right, that video looks fine. So I want to point out that whoever made these, the body lines look great. You know, it's like running along here and turning and going up over the wheel arches. I believe all the body lines are there. And I want to go over here and show you my green car, how important that is. Okay, see, here's what I'm talking about. That line that runs right along there and then turns and goes up over the wheel arch. That's what you want. You don't want to try to recreate that. So whoever made those, it appears they did a pretty good job of getting all these lines in here correctly. So let's get back out there to them. All right, yeah, so these are $400 online plus shipping per side. And actually, since these are cut in half, the shipping won't be as bad because I can make it a lot smaller. But I would like to sell these for $300 a side. So whoever contacts me first, you know, that wants them, that's fine. If you just need this, you know, we may talk about selling just the front half or the rear half for half price or whatever. But right now I'm thinking I want $300 per side. Each one, that's $100 less than you can get them offline. So that's the quarter skins. And they're not all beat up either. They're pretty good. That's just surface rust on there. Then I found these wheel arches. They do have some corrosion deep on the inside, and a few dents, rubs, but I've got new old stock ones, and you can't hardly find new old stock ones that don't even have a little dent or a rub in them. So this is the 3 lefts. That's 3 left sides rear, and this is 2 right sides rear. And I want to walk over here and explain something else. Okay, here's my point. This LTD, this 428 car, see, it's still got the wheel well arches, moldings and all that on it. It does have a pretty good sized dent right here. None of those other ones even have that in them that I'm talking about. These aren't as corroded on the inside, but I just want to point out that that car looks so much better than that piece of crap with nothing. So anything is better than nothing. If you put those on there and screw them on, you know, it's going to look like that. People's not going to walk up and say, oh shit, look, it's all corroded on the inside. It just looks a lot better with them than without them, is my point. So let's get back over there. Okay, so I made my point about these. So there's, like I said, there's 3 lefts, 2 rights. They're all for the rear. I don't know why I don't have any fronts, but I want $100 a piece for them because they're a lot better than nothing. And if you find a rear one on eBay or anybody else that's got one, you're going to probably pay $200 to $400 for a new old stock one. And chances are it's still going to have a rub mark or a scratch or a small dent or something, because all my new old stock ones do. So $100 a piece for the rear wheel moldings. I found 3 pair of front marker light lenses. These are really nice with no cracks. Has the original clouding that they have and everything. $100 for that pair. These have a very few cracks in them. $75 for this pair. This pair has a few more hairline cracks in it, but there's no chunks missing out of them or anything. They'll still seal up and be fine. So $25 for that pair. $100 for the, might as well say, perfect pair. $75 for these. $25 for these. Here's the hash mark front fender ornaments that I found. I got 10, 11 with all good pins. They've got a little bit of pitting, but you know, again, it's way better than nothing. Somebody on there says you can buy Pontiac ones somewhere that's supposed to have just different locations for pins. You drill new holes, whatever, but I'm not doing that. I've paid $100 a piece for these new old stock. Never blinked an eye. So I want $50 a piece for these 11. These got some pretty bad spots on them. So I want $25 each for these. They still got the pins. These 3 that's got broken pins are free. If somebody wants to pay shipping in a small flat rate box, I'll send them to them. Really nice left hand non-remote door mirror. $25, no pitting on it. This, $25 for this emblem and bezel. $25 because it's not near as good as the ones over there. These I just set here to show you how bad they are. I'm not selling them. I'm going to throw them in the trash, but they still had these gaskets on the back. And I think a lot of people don't realize that these had these plastic gaskets on the back. I slipped over them, the studs just like so, and went between the fender and the light to keep it from rubbing. Most of the time when you find those used like that, those are all just disintegrated and fell to pieces. So I'm keeping them for myself, these here. These I'm throwing away. I just want to point out, a lot of people don't realize that those gaskets are back there, but they are. And they do show up new old stock every now and then. $15 a piece for these. They're really nice. That's the piece that goes right back there. Let me see, is that... Yeah, that's a pair left and right. $15 a piece for those. This right eyebrow, which is the hardest one to find, it's got a few dings, but it's very presentable, and it's got all the attaching hardware on the back. You see these anywhere from $250, $300 a piece, new old stock. So I'm going to say $100 for this one. This one is not near as nice. $25 for this one if you want it. It does have most of the attaching hardware. It's got everything but the nuts, 2 nuts. So $100, $25. $25 for a left headlight door. Doesn't appear to be anything wrong with it. This taillight bezel has a little bit of pitting, but if you take an SOS pad and scour that real good and mask that off and repaint the flat black around the outside and do the same thing for these 2 strips in the middle, it has very minimal pitting and you won't hardly see it. This was attached to the quarter extension. It has one missing stud, but it was on there very tight. No problem. That's one of the least pitted ones that I've seen. So $50 for that thing. $50 for this really nice pair of front fender moldings, left and right. Then I got 2 right ones that ain't so great. $15 a pair, or each for those. $15 each. So that's what I'm really willing to get rid of now. I could probably sell this wheel arch molding too. It's got a few dings on the outside. I'd probably sell it for $100 too if you're looking for that. That you could get one of them and one of each side for the rear, and you'd still be looking for the right front one because it's gone off here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's gone off that one. So that's what I'm willing to get rid of at this time. If anybody's interested in this stuff, just feel free to email me. I'm sure you can contact me through the YouTube there. People do it all the time. So like I said, the other guy gets first chance at that dash pad and those emblems and the speaker grill. So if he doesn't take them, believe me, I'll be putting them out there. So let me know what you think of this video. Thanks for watching. Please hit that thumbs up.